Page 34, Sailor's Tall Tale. At the top of the page, they're introducing you to another symbol, a curved line. We've seen a curved line before, it's a slur. Well, this is called a tie. See, that curved line is used for different things. And sometimes it's a little confusing as to exactly which thing it's being used for. But it will only ever be used for one thing at a time. So don't think a curved line is going to be a slur and a tie both. No. It's one or the other. If they want both, they have to have a curved line for each one. A tie simply means you tie the notes together. You play the first note and hold it down for the length of both notes. You see, we have a problem in music, and that is time signatures and measures. They're limiting. Let's say in 4/4 time, you can only have 4 counts in a measure. Therefore, you can only have notes that last as long as 4 counts. They can't be any longer than 4 counts. 4 counts, that's it. You're limited to 4 counts. For the biggest, that would be a whole note, 4 counts. Nothing bigger. Well, what happens when you want something bigger? That's where ties come in. Then they will have another note in the next measure, and they'll hook them together with that tie, and that means you hold it down, and you can tie indefinitely. It doesn't work on piano because the piano, once you play a note, it dies away. So the rule is you can only tie 2 notes together at a time. If you want more than that tied, you have to chain them. Each group, each pair of notes has to be tied. We'll see that, and I'll point it out when we get there. It has to be the same note. You can't change notes. If you change notes, that's a slur. So let's look this piece over and see what we got. It is, 5 lines long because it's on pages 34 and 35. You find out how long the thing is. You got treble and bass clef, 4/4 time, and we got quarter notes and half notes and whole notes, and we're playing 2 notes at a time. You see this? We got some slurs and some ties in here. We can deal with that too. So let's take it one hand at a time, make sure we have the rhythm and the notes and all that stuff. At the beginning, the right hand, you have a C and an E here and here that puts you in this position. And you have a quarter rest. Remember our friend, the quarter rest. Okay, that's on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then the left hand takes the rest of that. Then on measure 5, same position, it's just D and an F. Make sure you know the names of these notes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Get the idea? So you go through in the right hand, make sure you can figure that out. In the left hand, they want second finger on that A. That is an A. You should know the name of that note. It's an A. Second finger, put your hand here. And it's tied. The whole note is tied to the next whole note, so you're going to play that and hold it down for 8 counts. Well, that's exciting. But the right hand will keep you entertained, so it's okay. You just hold it down for 8 counts, and then on the 3rd measure, when the right hand plays that E, you lift up. And then you play the B, the last note on that line here. There. And then you play the A again, and it's tied. You got a lot of tied A's on this thing. Let's go over to page 35. In the last line. It'd be measure 14, the last beat of the measure. It's here, long rest, and during the rest, you come. It's an A, the next A down here. During the rest, you simply come down here. Yeah, go ahead and memorize that note in the music. Bass clef, bottom space is an A. Just know it, and it's this. So it's again the measure 14. 4, 1, rest. And both of those A's down, those are quarter notes. Now, it looks like a half note because they put the letter A in the middle of the first one. That's just the letter name. They're both quarter notes. So put the hands together once you have an idea what each one does. And we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. See, right when I play that E, that comes up. 3, 4, 1. Get the idea? So you put the hands together Then go back through and get rid of the hesitations. And we'll talk about the articulation, and that is the slurs. Ties are not articulation. Ties are part of the rhythm because they're telling you how long to hold the note down. But the slurs are. I want to lift up, and I don't agree with their slurring, but I seldom do on these method books. Ugh. I want to lift up before and after the slurs. So it's like in the first line here, in the right hand, for the second measure and third measure. I have half notes. Then we'll lift up and connect all this together. In my mind, that should all be slurred together. That's not the way the music is written, so we'll go ahead and play it the way it's written. I don't agree with it, but we'll play it that way. Let's go ahead and lift up. It's like also in measure 6 here. Go ahead and lift up. Here, both hands. And the B on measure 8, before you go on, lift up. Here. Again, it's like taking a breath. Then for the last 2 measures at the bottom of page 35, those last notes are accented. Just play them a little louder. That's all. Then the dynamics. Well, MF at the beginning, mezzo forte or sort of loud, moderately loud, medium loud, I don't know. Whatever you think that is. It's not loud, it's just sort of loud. Then on measure 13, they give you an F. For forte, that's loud. So you go up a little bit. Not a lot. It's not really super loud. It's just loud. Just go up a little bit to loud, whatever you think that is. And then the last notes, those are loud plus an accent. That makes them very loud. Now when you play these, you don't have to use 5th finger because that's a weak finger. If you're going to play very loud, it's kind of better to use a stronger finger. So I would suggest maybe instead of 5th finger that you use 3rd finger or 2nd finger or even the thumb. It's up to you. But if you're going to play this loud, you got to... And let the wrist collapse each time. Don't tense up and don't pound on the piano is what I'm saying. Then finally the speed. Lively, that's not a speed. It's more of a mood. But again, remember in music, a lot of times where they're supposed to tell you the speed, they'll instead tell you the mood of the piece, and then you decide on the speed based on the mood. Well, it's not a set speed. Everybody's a little different. You're going to play a little different, and that's the beauty of music. We don't want everything the same. We don't want everybody doing everything exactly the same. Well, I don't. Somebody else does. I don't. Lively, it has to be accurate. So what can you do accurately? Missed it before, I'll say it now, is on measures 11 and 12. In between it says growing louder. See, there's a musical symbol for that. You haven't taught it to you yet, and I wasn't reading the words. I don't want to read words. It means you're gradually going to get a little louder from the sort of loud to the loud. You're going to just increase. There's not a lot of difference between them. So in my opinion, probably ought to wait until measure 14 to start getting louder. So you're sort of loud, a little louder, now you're loud. And then very loud at the end. Okay. I'd like to play this with you very slowly. Let's double check that you have the correct notes and rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics, except maybe the accents. I'll play those a little louder. So I'll give us 4 counts and just make sure you got the right notes and so forth. 1, 2, ready, go. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. list. 2, 3, 4, off. Well, there's a duet at the bottom of the page. I'd like to play that. And you play what you just played, but we'll speed this up a bit so it's a little closer to lively than what we just did. Now again, I need you to go up an octave on the piano. So just pretend middle C instead of here is up here. And pretend it's up here. So instead of down here, you're up here. Up here. I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go.